That is, did I really put bin bash? I want bin sh. Okay, so we have an error because this is not expected. Okay, so I want chown recurse. Okay, so hide errors, change the GUI. It wants chown and then a file /code. That should work. Now, if we just switched over into sh and we tried the chown command here. So if I want chown recursive Helix user Oh, permission denied. Who am I? I am root. So permission denied on this. Oh, because you know what? When we initially do this, this will not be, it will not have data inside of this. So maybe let's actually try not having this and see if we don't need that. Okay. Let's drop the rest of this in here. Because the rest of the files are root anyways, and I can't change them at build time because they don't exist in there yet. So let's go ahead and exit out. We'll do our build again. There we go. Okay, so we have our we have built our image. Let's go ahead and run this as a test. So our docker run. Docker run. I want the one with no entry points that we just go with Helix latest. That drops us in here. If we come into our like Docker file, for example, let's see if we can update this and make sure that we have write access here. If I add a new line and we say, hello, I do, so I for insert, I wrote the commands in there. I wrote into the article, like the commands of basically running around. I gets me into insert mode, and then I can do escape : W to save. And that adds us in. So I don't need to set the user of the /code. Everything just works the way we expect it to, even though we're now user Helix user. So everything is good. I didn't need to go down that side path. Excellent. So I just saved that. If I want to reload this, I can reload you, but that's not necessary. So to exit out again, we're going to do escape :q bang, and we're out. And there we go. We have Helix as an executable in a Docker file, which is great because we can now basically run an editor if we want without actually having to install it, as long as that editor is a CLI editor. It's out of scope for this this course to do a more graphical based tool like VS Code itself. So how do we want to share this, right? Because if you have coworkers, if you have people that you want to share your command with, they would have to download your repo. They're going to need Docker regardless to run it, but they'd have to build it with a Docker build command, and then they can run it. And if they don't know Docker, that's going to be a little bit harder to walk them through than maybe just like a single command, like, okay, just run this Docker run command here. I'm just pasting into you as one command. Just go ahead and do it. And to do that, we need to deploy this to Docker Hub. So that's pretty easy. First off, you need to create an account on Docker Hub. So up here, you can sign up. Now, I already have an account on here, so I'm going to just go ahead and sign in and put in okay. I'm now signed in to Docker Hub. If we come over here to the top right, we can go to, I believe it's my account. Let me make sure there's nothing I'm going to expose in here. Yes, I think we're good. Okay, so in the top right, we're going to go into my account and then security. And this is where we can create a brand new access token. And so if you create a new access token, you can name it whatever you want. And this is going to be an access token that can be used to deploy out to Docker Hub. Let me make this bigger so you can see. Now, so in this case, I'll do this as maybe like Docker course example, not real. And you want to make sure that the permissions you're going to give this token is at the very least read and write, because that will allow you to publish your image to Docker Hub. Now, in this case, I'm just going to do this as public repo read only because this immediately exposes that token to the internet, and anybody who copies this will now not really be able to do anything with it because it is it's only going to be public repo read only, which you could already do without a token. So you're going to take this token, you're going to copy it. We're going to come back into VS Code, and you're going to do a Docker login. Now, I already had credentials. It's going to ask you for the token. You can paste it in there, and now you're logged in to Docker Hub. And then the next thing you can do is, well, we can't really Docker push yet because we've been building our images as Docker build as just Helix latest, and we need to namespace them. So we need to namespace this as our username. So in this case, it's brookzerker/Helix. I'm going to create a new tag for this, which is going to be like just like video. I'll call this like a video lesson. Dot is going to be fine. It's going to build this image. If I do our Docker images, we can now see here's our Brookzerker Helix video. I want to now push that one up. So we're going to do a Docker push Brookzerker Helix video. And this pushes to my account on Docker Hub. And as long as you've logged in with a read-write token, you'll be able to do the same thing. All right, so that should be up. Let's go ahead and check Docker Hub. I'm going to go ahead and copy and close, and then immediately last used never. Let's go ahead and just delete that token too. So that way nobody can even use the token that doesn't do anything. All right, so back to my repo. So I just want to go to my profile, and if we go to Helix here, and we go to tags, we should now see here is the Brookzerker Helix video tag that I just uploaded. So this is now available on Docker Hub, and it can be pulled down. Notice that nobody has pulled it down at this point. We just put it up there. So that's fine. That's great. Also something to note, which will be solving in the next lesson, which is that this is built only for my system. So Linux ARM 64 V8, which is basically the Mac M chips, which means that if you're not on one of those systems, it won't work. So you would need to rebuild this with something else. Don't worry about that. Check the next lesson for how to do that. And with that, that's this challenge done. So as I mentioned at the beginning, my challenge to you, try this now with your own command, something else that you really like. It can be as simple as something like ls or cat, but if you have any other CLI command that you really like or that you want like available to you, maybe like customize it with some other commands, then try to put that in a Docker file, a Docker image, and put that up onto your own Docker Hub. And that way, now it's available to you wherever you want. Obviously, this is going to be a public Docker Hub, so make sure that it's not something with like secret private information. But as long as it's publicly, like it's okay to be public, then go ahead and put it up there. And we'd love to hear about what you made. Let us know in the Discord. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully this is helpful, and I will see you in the next video. Bye. All right. Skimus, I saw your message. I said cargo build, and I was like, oh no. Okay. So it was into the recording. I don't know if I'm going to try to cut that out or if I'm going to learn how to put like a little note in the video on it. Say like, oh, I meant like Docker build. I might do that. I'm not good enough to like override the audio with and make it actually sound good. So I'm probably going to just like do something visual for that. And then apparently Coffee, yeah, I don't know why it didn't like that. So we're that was a fun little side expanse, which like we didn't need to go into. If I can figure out a way to cut that out, but I put the original in there all the time. I might speed through it. I don't know. Or maybe I'll just keep that in there, and then we'll just be like, hey, this is how I learned. This is how you do stuff. It's an example of that. This is more of a challenge as opposed to a lesson. So hopefully it should be good. All right. Anyways, that was a lot. Ooh, and then I learned these new commands. So, okay. You go up there, you go down here. The second one was done at 2 hours, 17 minutes. Just go ahead and say that. The last real video, the last lesson video of the series. Now there's going to be some other videos that we have to do. We have to put in things like, I have to put in something like, what is it? Like a trailer, maybe an introduction video, maybe one a thanks for watching video, something like that. All right. How long until the next break? $44 minutes. Okay, I'm gonna take a quick break now because I noticed that the ads rolled through that that video, but that was a long recording. So I'm gonna go ahead and take a quick break. Zilby took my chair in the last one, which is why I'm standing now. So unfortunately, I can't show you Zilby and let you watch him sleeping. Oh, you just downloaded the Helix container from Docker Hub. Does it work? The latest one should work for most systems. The one I just did will only work if you're on a Mac, I believe. Or an ARM system of some kind. The next lesson we're going to do is all about like building for multiple runs. So I'm going to take a really quick break. I'll be right back. And let's see, unable to create a new application caused by no such file or directory. Well, that's a different. Try. Well, Debian, you should get a different error. I would imagine you should get a different error. Let's see if we do Docker run. Let's see, what should it be? It should be IT RM. Albert, hello. How are you doing today? That, and we want Berserker Helix. Try this one, right? So if you run that, that drops you in here. And then you have access to all the stuff, and then it should kind of work. It only has Rust support right now, but let me drop this command in. Give that command a shot, Coffee. And in the meantime, I am going to I'm going to go take that break I mentioned. Docker error response for doing OCI runtime. Starting container init caused by open no such file directory unknown. Huh, that's interesting. I don't know what that is about. That's weird. I don't have a Debian system right now to test that out. Interesting. It worked on my Windows system. Can somebody else test that out while I'm on break? See if like it's consistent, like doesn't work on all of your systems, or if it's just Debian. I would imagine that Debian would be like the least breaky one, but weird. Okay, anyways, I will be right back. All right, I'm back. Okay, it's working, Coffee. Okay, that makes a lot more sense. That works. Funny editor with some of the comments that you're used to don't have the same behavior. Yes, that's the big thing. Yeah, like for example, the biggest change, the one that was hardest for me is X selects the entire line in Helix, and in Vim, it deletes a single character. Whereas in Helix, also D deletes a single character, and then DD deletes an entire line. So, like to delete the entire line in Helix, it's XD versus DD, and so like it's really easy to like accidentally start like selecting things that you don't want to, and it's like, oh no, what am I doing? Are you happy, Zoe? He's still in my chair, using like giving me a slow blink, so he's happy. All right, that is, we're so close to being done. You're struggling with D command, yeah, DJ, yeah. Oh yeah, as far as I can tell, there's no like delete down, delete up, delete right. There's none of those. Delete word, you just select the word. Like if you move word with a like W, it selects the words as you go. So it's you obviously could Vimify with some clever configs, but I would like, if you wanted to try to use Helix for real, then I would recommend just trying to get used to it. I always use the analogy of like a video game controller or like a different video game where like, oh man, they use very similar controls, but like do very different things. Then you have to, they just learn that thing. It's like, I guess it's like a different context, right? It's like, okay, I'm on this controller now. Skimmus, you've been using Helix regularly these days, even contributed a bug fix today. Nice, excellent. That's great. What was the bug fix? Or what was the bug? Oh, and coffee. If you're in normal mode, you can do space question mark, and it opens up the equivalent of the VS Code command module something, and then you could just type whatever you want. Like you can even see like literally move left one character is here. I get to do down arrow and like it tries to move left one character, and so it will tell you what the shortcut is for that. So you can actually see like, okay, if I want delete, like, you know, there's different things. Now in this one there is no shortcut for it, so it's just delete character forward, but there's things that you could figure out. It wouldn't save change history when doing a paste replace, so it was possible to put the editor in a state where it didn't know you have edited the file and allow you to quit without saving a file. Oh, I am so happy we haven't run into that bug. That sounds like a nightmare. That would have been rage inducing. Okay. Building Docker images for multiple platforms. Objectives. By the end of this lesson, you will be able to build a Docker image for multiple platforms. Content. When we build a Docker image using Docker build, that image is built for the current platform that you are using. For example, if you're on a MacBook Pro, that image will now only work on MacBooks. However, we can build images for other platforms with the docker build -- platform command. Okay, for the at the same time. Okay, so we have that. View build details. Nope, that's all part of that. The chances of actually encountering it would be pretty small, I think, because it's not like it was clearing the change history, just not storing some of it. So as long as you have made at least some other changes, the history will block the quit. Excellent. That's good to know. And that's probably why we have never run into that. Because I've never been like doing one thing and quitting immediately. I bet if I did that, if I was in the habit of doing that for some reason, then I might have run into it. Multiple platforms at the same time. By default, Docker can only build for one platform at a time, which is annoying. We can create a new builder using Docker build X and use it to build an image with the same tag for multiple platforms at the same time. Read this article from Red Hat to learn how. Okay, so we have to create a builder. And then we can build, then we do the build with the different platforms. And then this auto pushes it. This just auto pushes it too. Never minding newness. Never ending newness. Hello, how are you doing today? What's going on here? We're making CI/CD pipelines. Not exactly. We're building a course for Docker. So in this case, like this specific lesson, we're reviewing that we wrote last week. we're going to be creating a video for it shortly. This specific video is going to be about building, like, cross building a image for multiple architectures all in one go using BuildX. And okay, so that's pretty simple. This took us like all day to figure out, I remember. And then like the article is so freaking short. Just fun. That's how it be, right? Oh, right. And I remember that this one, Docker Desktop's going to make an appearance. Because under builds, no. These are the completed, oh, builder settings. Yes, this is where it is. There's my multi-platform builder that I created previously. Okay, so yes, I'm going to create, we create another builder. It shows up in here and, okay. That's good to know. So let's see. What do I need open? I need that. Okay, so this shows us the different platforms we can build for. And then I also want this article for multiple architectures. Okay. Good to know. And then that does the thing. Okay, so I think we're about ready to try to record this. There's I guess we could stay with this VS Code, and we'll just use this terminal here to now build our Dockerized Helix for multiple commands. That's fun. Okay, so this is okay. I need you to be over here. You go over here. Yeah, we just have these two up, so this is gonna be great. Oh, let's go to Docker Hub. And then we'll see, okay, notice that this is only available on Linux ARM. I'm just trying to select it. I don't want to like click into it. I have to go like that, which selects all that. That kind of sucks. Yeah, because this entire line is clickable. That's not great. Okay, so yeah, if I want it available on like AMD 64 or ARM 64 at the same time for one tag, then I have to do this BuildX thing. All right, let's see. I don't think I'll start over here in overview for this. Make you full screen. Your full screen. Okay, I think we're good to start. So let's see how many takes this how many tries we take. I don't what's the right word? I guess it is takes, right? How many takes? Now it doesn't feel right English wise. I don't know how to English anymore. Okay, so take 1. In the last video, we created our own executable with Helix, but we ended by noting that this version that we've created, this image, only works on the same architecture that we built it on. Now, I'm on a Mac, which means that it's only going to be able to run on a Mac, which is unfortunate because what if I have friends who I want to be able to run it on their Linux system or somebody on a Windows system? It's not going to work for them. Now, if we take a look here, my latest, I actually have multiple multiple architectures supported with the same tag. That's what we want to do. But before we get into that, let's even just talk about how do we build for something that's not even our own system. Well, it turns out that there is you can build for other platforms with the build when you do the build command. And then these are our architectures that we can target here. And we do that with the -- platform command. So let's go ahead and jump back into our terminal and do a Docker build again. And I want to do a -- platform, and we need to choose which platform we want. Now, we can note that the one we did with the video tag here, that gave us the Linux ARM64 V8. So we can guess that we already have the Linux ARM64. If we look at what's available to us, we can do AMD 64. Let's try that. So platform AMD, I think was it like Linux AMD 64. And there goes, it builds this. Everything should be pretty much the same, except now if I try to run this locally, it should yell at me and tell me that I can't because this is built for the wrong architecture. It's built for AMD 64, which I don't believe is compatible with Mac, but we're going to find out fairly shortly. So if I try to run this now, so Docker run, it's the same. Oh, this is Brookzerker Helix and Brookzerker Helix video. Oh, did you? I don't know if you noticed that. That was really fast. The requested images platform does not match the detected host platform, and no specific platform was requested. So it kind of works, but it knows that this is the wrong platform. So that's the problem. Now we can, this is how we can fix it, is by building for multiple platforms at the same time. Now, if we now deploy that tag that we made, it would update here in Docker Hub, and it would be the Linux our AMD 64 instead of the ARM 64, which is perfect. But what if I want to build for both at the same exact time? Well, that's where the other link in the article comes in, which is this one here. So it's from redhat.com, and they wrote this article about how to use something called Docker BuildX. BuildX allows us to create a new builder because unfortunately, by default, the builder that Docker gives us is only allows us to do a single platform at a time, which kind of sucks. But we can create a new builder itself with this command. So we're going to do this. We're going to do Docker BuildX create use name and then my builder. So I'm going to just go ahead and copy this line. So Docker BuildX create use name, and then let's do this as like maybe like video multi. Okay, well, that was pretty fast. Now, if you're using Docker desktop, so if you're on a Mac or Windows, you absolutely have to have that. If you installed it for Linux, you'll also be able to see this here. If we open up Docker desktop, over on the left, we can go to builder settings here. And then under builders, we can now see, video multi. So we just created this builder. It exists for us. Unfortunately, I can't make this any bigger. Oh wait, I can. There we go. Never mind, I lied for a second. Okay, so here's this video multi builder that we created, but it's not active. It's just sort of sitting there. So the next line that they give us here activates the builder, which is this buildx inspect it, and then with this bootstrap command. So let's go ahead and run that. Docker buildx inspect bootstrap. Okay. Now, if we take a look at this, I think this will auto show us, yep, it switched to running right then with that command. It's a little bit weird that you have to do that. Now, if you're running Docker desktop, I believe that you can actually just switch it to running through here and you don't need this command. But if you don't have Docker desktop, then we wanted to use this to make sure it switches to running and turns it on. Okay, next up. Now we can do a build command. So we want to build. So let's copy this command, but before running it, we're going to go ahead and just like verify that this is exactly what we want, right? So Docker buildx build platform, and then the platforms that we want to build for. So in this case, it's going to build for two different platforms, Linux AMD 64 and Linux ARM 64 together. Well, that seems to be appropriate for us. The ARM 64 will work natively with Mac, and then the AMD 64 will work natively with Linux, I believe that should be enough. Now, if there's other architectures that you need support, just figure out what they are based upon the previous documentation. And then you can drop them in here. Notice that they're comma separated without a space. So something to be aware of. Output. So this output, this is output. It's all one line here, which is a little bit unfortunate. Dash dash output, and then a string. So we're actually quoting this here. Type equals image. So we're creating an image here. And then push equals true. So when we run this, it's going to attempt to push this to Docker Hub. Otherwise, you want this to be push false so it doesn't push to Docker Hub. In this case, I'm still logged into Docker Hub, so pushing this is going to be fine. I'm okay with that. This backslash makes it so that it can be on a new line. That's okay too. Dash dash tag. Okay, so now we can, what the tag is going to be. This was previously similar to the dash T command with the build. So my registry, so I need to make sure that this is Berserker, Helix, and let's give it another tag. So this will be like maybe video with Arch. And then the builder, so dash dash builder, and then we have to give it the name of the builder to use. Now, if you remember, our builder is called video multi. So we have to use that. So video multi, and then dot, well, the context, where it's going to find the Docker file. So there we go. This now is building both of them at the same time, which is really cool to see. And once it's built them both, it's going to then upload them to Docker Hub for us. There we go. Okay, so it has now exported. Okay, so it's created all the images. It's now pushing the layers to Docker Hub. And we're done. Let's go to Docker Hub and actually check to make sure it did what we expect it to. And if we hit refresh here, we should be able to see a new tag, which is video with Arch, and there it is. This one tag now has support for two different architectures, the Linux AMD 64 and the Linux ARM 64. So as long as your architecture supports this version should now no longer give you warnings, or in the worst case scenario, just not work at all, which is something that can happen. It's especially happened to me when I've attempted to build a Docker image on my Mac and then deploy it to a Linux system for on AWS. And that's it. That's this lesson. Hopefully this is helpful in being able to build for multiple architectures. If you're only using Docker for dev, this probably won't be useful for you. But if you want to build images that maybe teammates on multiple systems can use, then this hopefully will be very helpful. Anyways, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye. All right. And I think that I don't know if that will be the last video of the series or not, but that certainly is the last planned video we have. Oh, and let's see, oh, okay. So I need to pull you back over here. Where's my other? You go here. And you go there. Okay. Whew, that's it. That is all of the videos recorded into the VODs. Now, steps that I need to do, which probably I need to do off screen, is I need to cut them out of the videos. I am woefully behind on I think I'm not even done going through the first week of January yet. But I have like VODs of every day through then. So I need to find which ones we started on with this. And then pull out the videos for that and do that. So I'm trying to think like what my plan is going to be. I had planned for I wasn't actually sure if I was going to get these done today, and like maybe we're going to have a stream for that tomorrow, but I'm wondering if maybe it might be more worth everyone's time if I end the stream now, took another short break, maybe went for a walk, and then start finding those VODs and then pulling out the videos from it. So that way maybe next week I can get this deployed, because obviously I can't deploy the course until I have those videos out. Also, I need to create the introduction to it, but I want to have everything set up and do some tests on it. So I'm thinking about that. That's my thoughts right now. In the meantime, do any of you have any questions? Any thoughts? Feelings? Oh, I got tagged in Discord. Um, oh, weird. Okay, so you know how in streamer mode for Discord it hides usernames? It's supposed to hide usernames. It doesn't do a very good job of it. That's so weird. It like sometimes hides usernames and sometimes doesn't. I don't really get why it sometimes doesn't. What's going to be the next thing since the streaming part of this project is done? Yeah, so next steps. I need to cut all the videos out. I need to put on like we need to create like the beginning, which I already have now, like right. I can use these that I've created as like the thumbnail, like sort of beginnings of them. And then I already have like a thanks for watching end screen, so I can put that on the end. So I have to cut all of those out, create like short videos from those, upload those to YouTube as unlisted, and then get the videos and then add the URLs to them, which I can do that on stream. I just don't think I'm going to be able to cut all the videos out before tomorrow, because I'm still really slow with using video editing tools. So I think that I might have to take the rest of the today off, take tomorrow off. By off, I mean off from streaming, and instead just focus on getting the videos cut out. And then Tuesday next week, we can jump into like actually uploading this into the LMS and then getting going. I think that's the plan. Somebody on Discord pinged me, or Kyle pinged me. Kyle's been in our community in Discord, pinged me on a different server for someone who was asking a question about working in VR. Does anybody here get work done in VR? I'm mainly just curious about it. It seems like it could be really fun. I wonder in particular about how Vim people feel about it. I wonder if you can just look at a screen, close your fingers, and boom, hands never left the keyboard, and I'm exactly where I want to be without having to remember shortcuts. I mean, yes. Once you know how to do stuff, like when I'm moving around in Helix, I'm not thinking about like, you know, oh, I have to like look at my keyboard to like, okay, well, that's where K is, I'm moving up, or that's where J is, I'm moving down, or that's like W. I can touch type, so I can move around that way. The problem that I'm concerned about the most is reading in VR sucks. Now I do have a Quest 2, and it's okay at reading from the desktop, but still, like, after a while you get some eye strain, like a lot more eye strain than just a normal monitor. So that's the problem. Now, if somebody wanted to give me enough money to buy an Apple Vision Pro, theoretically, the early reports of that is that the pass-through for it is, or maybe not even pass-through, like reading in that is supposed to be the best of all of the systems that like close over your eyes and like cover it up. And then I can answer this question of like how like the most awesome recent stuff does. But I don't have a spare $3,000 to spend on that, so I can't answer it, unfortunately. So let's see, when is that? That is 258.50. Okay. Answered in today's VOD. To what, 0 to 58.50. Okay. Well, that's the only question we have right now. So I think we're gonna go ahead and call it a day. And I'm gonna go ahead and cancel tomorrow's stream. So I'll delete that from YouTube and I'll delete it from the events in Discord and the calendar and Twitch. And then I've got my work cut out for a couple days, or actually the rest of the week, to pull out those videos. I do have, I have been pulling out like hour-long or so VODs, like cutting hours or so from the previous VODs. And I think I have through, like every day a new VOD is coming out through the 23rd. So I am happy about that. So I don't have to like, pull out other VODs just to put up onto the YouTube channel to make sure I have everything, something every day. So that's good. I should sometime ask should sometime find somebody like who can maybe help me with VOD editing, even if it's like bare bones. I don't know who to go find. So if anybody knows anybody, send it to me in Discord. All right, ads are trying to start in a minute, so I'm gonna go ahead and close up before that happens, so you don't have to get another set of ads from me. So with that, I will see you all next week, Monday, for more Git and Rust. We're getting really close with that one. We're doing a diff. We're having to like take a diff and put things together. It's fun. So with that, have a good one, and I will see you next time. Bye.